the 1953 Western classic Shane remains one of Hollywood's most cherished films, captivating audiences with its gripping storyline and unforgettable characters. But behind the scenes of this iconic movie lies a darker, lesser-known tale, the tragic and often heartbreaking deaths of its cast members. In this video, we take a deep dive into the fates of the 22 actors who brought Shane to life, many of whom met untimely and mysterious ends. From sudden accidents to battles with illness and personal struggles, their stories are as riveting as the film itself. Join us as we uncover the shocking and emotional truth behind the stars of Shane, and learn how their lives took tragic turns after the credits rolled. Don't miss this moving exploration of Hollywood's golden era and the stars who shone brightly but faded too soon. Jack Palance, who played the menacing Jack Wilson, left an indelible mark as the film's cold and ruthless antagonist. Palance's portrayal of Wilson was chilling, his quiet yet intimidating presence making him one of cinema's most memorable villains. Off-screen, Palance had a life as dramatic as his roles. He began his career as a professional boxer before joining the military during World War II, where he suffered serious injuries in a plane crash. These injuries would later lend to his rugged, scarred look, which became part of his signature menacing image. Despite his tough guy persona, Palance was a complex man who struggled with the pressure of maintaining a fearsome reputation. He led a long, storied career in Hollywood, but behind his success, he dealt with a number of personal issues, including strained relationships and failed marriages. Palance passed away on November 10, 2006, at the age of 87, from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy as one of Hollywood's most iconic villains. Ben Johnson portrayed Chris Calloway, a character who starts as a bully but eventually redeems himself by helping Shane. Johnson's portrayal captured Calloway's transformation from roughness to honor, reflecting the complexity of human nature. Off-screen, Johnson's life was marked by both remarkable success and deep personal tragedy. A real-life cowboy, Johnson initially worked in Hollywood as a stuntman before transitioning to acting. He was known for his humility and genuine personality, rare traits in Hollywood. Despite his rugged on-screen image, Johnson dealt with a series of heartbreaking losses in his personal life. His wife, Carol, whom he had been married to for over 50 years, passed away in 1994, just 2 years before his own death. The loss devastated him, and Johnson's health began to deteriorate rapidly afterward. He died on April 8, 1996, at the age of 77 from a heart attack. Though his life was filled with professional accolades, including an Academy Award for The Last Picture Show, Johnson's later years were tinged with sorrow, as he coped with the loss of his lifelong partner. Alan Ladd portrayed Shane, a brooding and enigmatic gunslinger with a mysterious past. In the film, Shane attempts to leave behind his violent life, but his sense of justice compels him to protect the homesteaders. Ladd's performance captured Shane's inner turmoil, bravery, and the quiet strength of a man seeking redemption. Off-screen, Ladd's life mirrored the inner struggles of his character. Despite his fame, Ladd grappled with chronic insomnia, depression, and an intense battle with alcoholism. His marriage to Sue Carroll, a former actress and his agent, provided some stability, but Ladd's emotional struggles took a toll on his personal life. On January 29, 1964, at the age of 50, Ladd tragically passed away from an accidental overdose of alcohol and sedatives. His death, much like the role of Shane, left behind an air of unresolved sorrow, cutting short a career that had made him a Hollywood legend. Jean Arthur brought life to the role of Marion Starrett, a strong and compassionate woman torn between her loyalty to her husband, Joe, and her deep admiration for Shane. Arthur's portrayal captured Marion's emotional conflict and quiet resilience, adding a rich layer of depth to the character. In real life, Arthur's personal battles were often hidden behind her warm, on-screen persona. While Marion was a woman of strong principles, Arthur was deeply introverted, suffering from severe social anxiety. Despite her success in Hollywood, she kept to herself, rarely granting interviews or making public appearances. Her marriage to producer Frank Ross ended in divorce, and Arthur eventually retreated from the industry she once dominated. On June 19, 1991, at the age of 90, she passed away from heart failure. Like her portrayal of Marion, Arthur's own life reflected a quiet strength, yet it was marked by a deep solitude. Van Heflin played Joe Starrett, the embodiment of a hard-working and principled man, determined to protect his family and land at any cost. His portrayal of Starrett highlighted his character's strength, integrity, and unwavering resolve to stand against injustice, making him a symbol of the American frontier's moral backbone. In real life, Heflin shared some of Joe's down-to-earth nature but led a far more complex life. Despite his success in Hollywood, Heflin was a deeply private man who shied away from the spotlight. His personal life was not without struggle, particularly in his later years, when his career began to decline. His health deteriorated in the years leading up to his death. Heflin suffered a heart attack on July 23, 1971, at the age of 62, and passed away shortly thereafter. His death marked the end of a career that saw him move from stage to screen with great acclaim, but much like his portrayal of Joe Starrett, Heflin's off-screen life was marked by quiet dignity and steadfastness. Brandon de Wilde played Joey Starrett, the innocent and wide-eyed son of Joe and Marion. De Wilde's portrayal of Joey's admiration for Shane reflected the movie's deeper themes of heroism, morality, and the loss of innocence. In the film, Joey looks up to Shane as a symbol of bravery and righteousness, and de Wilde captured the purity of youth caught between the conflicts of the adult world. Sadly, de Wilde's own life was marked by tragedy. A child star from an early age, he found immense fame with his role in Shane, but struggled to transition into adult stardom. His promising career was overshadowed by personal issues, including a rocky marriage and battles with substance abuse. On July 6, 1972, at the age of just 30, de Wilde tragically died in a car accident in Denver, Colorado. The accident cut short what many believed could have been a revitalized acting career, leaving fans mourning the loss of a talent who never fully realized his potential. Edgar Buchanan played Fred Lewis, the quintessential Western old-timer, a character who represented community and resilience. Known for his gruff but endearing persona, Buchanan brought warmth and levity to the screen. In real life, he was much like the characters he portrayed, charming, good-natured, and well-liked by his peers. Before finding success in Hollywood, Buchanan was a practicing dentist, a profession he eventually left to pursue acting full-time. However, despite his long and successful career, Buchanan faced serious health struggles in his later years. He suffered a stroke and then pneumonia, which ultimately led to his death on April 4, 1979, at the age of 76. His passing marked the end of an era for the classic Western genre, where he had become a staple for audiences who adored his fatherly, rugged characters. Emil Meyer, who played Rufus Riker, brought to life a ruthless cattle baron bent on driving homesteaders off their land. Meyer's authoritative and menacing portrayal of Riker made him one of the most memorable villains in Shane. Off-screen, Meyer's life was far more unassuming than his fierce on-screen persona. He was a character actor who never quite reached the heights of fame that some of his co-stars did, but he enjoyed steady work in Hollywood for decades. In his later years, Meyer's health began to decline, and he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, a condition that would slowly erode both his memory and his ability to live independently. He passed away on March 19, 1987, at the age of 76, succumbing to the complications of the disease. His quiet, unremarkable death stood in stark contrast to the larger-than-life characters he played, reminding fans of the often harsh realities that actors face after the cameras stop rolling. Elisha Cook Jr. as Stonewall Tory. Elisha Cook Jr. delivered a powerful performance as Stonewall Tory, a hot-tempered ex-Confederate homesteader desperate to prove his bravery in Shane. His portrayal effectively captured Tory's fiery spirit and determination, adding depth to the film's complex character landscape. Yet, Cook's own life was a tapestry of personal struggles and tragedies that often mirrored the characters he portrayed. He faced significant challenges in his personal life, including the emotional turmoil of multiple failed marriages. Cook was married 3 times, with each relationship ending in divorce, leaving him with feelings of isolation and heartache. His career, while extensive, was often overshadowed by the typecasting that limited his roles to nervous or villainous characters, which contributed to his feelings of inadequacy in Hollywood. In his later years, he withdrew from the spotlight, grappling with health issues, including the effects of a debilitating stroke. He passed away on May 18, 1995, at the age of 91, leaving behind a legacy as one of Hollywood's enduring character actors, but also a story marked by personal tragedy and longing for recognition. Douglas Spencer as Axel Swede Shipstead. Douglas Spencer portrayed Axel Swede Shipstead, a good-natured and supportive homesteader in Shane. His character added warmth and camaraderie to the film, symbolizing the resilience of the pioneer spirit. However, Spencer's real life was marred by struggles that belied his on-screen persona. Although he was beloved for his roles in several classic films, Spencer grappled with professional insecurity, often feeling overshadowed by leading actors. He experienced tumultuous relationships, including a marriage that ended in divorce, which left emotional scars and a sense of failure. His health declined significantly in the 1950s due to diabetes, a battle that not only affected his physical well-being but also his career. Spencer passed away on October 6, 1960, at the young age of 50, from complications related to diabetes. His death came as a shock to those who admired his work, as he was still regarded as a talented actor with much to offer, underscoring the fragility of life and health in the world of show business. John Dierkes as Morgan Riker. John Dierkes, who played the ruthless enforcer Morgan Riker, brought a chilling presence to Shane with his imposing figure and craggy features. His performance left a lasting impression as one of the film's most memorable villains. Yet, the story of Dierkes' life is layered with its own complexities. He was married 3 times, and his relationships often struggled under the weight of his intense dedication to his craft. The emotional toll of acting in often dark and villainous roles took a personal toll on Dierkes, leaving him feeling isolated at times from his loved ones. His transition to Hollywood came later in life, after years of working as an economist, and while he found success in film, he struggled with health issues that began to escalate as he aged. Dierkes suffered from emphysema, which ultimately limited his ability to perform and led to a decline in his career. He passed away on January 8, 1975, at the age of 69, leaving behind a legacy as a formidable character actor, but also a poignant reminder of the toll that life and career can take on the individual. His death marked not just the loss of a talented performer but also a reflection of the challenges faced by many actors who grapple with the duality of their public and private lives. Ellen Corby, who played Mrs. Liz Torrey, was not just a nurturing figure on screen but also in her personal life. Born on June 3, 1911, in Racine, Wisconsin, Ellen had a rich career spanning decades, but her personal life was marred by hardship. In 1942, she married her husband, actor Frank "Art" Corby, but their union faced challenges that ultimately led to separation. Despite this, Ellen remained devoted to her craft and community. She found solace in her role as a surrogate mother to many younger actors, reflecting the kindness and strength of her character on screen. Ellen passed away on April 14, 1999, at the age of 87 due to a stroke, leaving behind a legacy of compassion and resilience that echoed through her community and the hearts of those who knew her. Paul McVey, who portrayed Sam Grafton, was a man of practicality and fairness, both in his roles and personal life. Born on March 17, 1898, in Kansas City, Missouri, Paul's career was marked by significant accomplishments in theater and film. However, his personal life was fraught with struggles. He married Margaret McVey, but their marriage was challenged by the pressures of show business and personal demons, leading to their eventual separation. Paul was known for his dedication to his craft, often putting his work above personal relationships. He passed away in 1973, at the age of 75, leaving behind a legacy of strong character portrayals that resonated with audiences. His death marked the end of an era, as he was remembered fondly by fans and colleagues alike. Edith Evanson, who played the resilient Mrs. Shipstead, embodied strength both on and off the screen. Born on April 29, 1896, in Grand Forks, North Dakota, Edith faced significant challenges throughout her life. She was married twice, but both unions were tumultuous and often strained by her relentless commitment to her acting career. Her first marriage ended in divorce, leaving her to raise her children alone while pursuing her passion for acting. Despite the difficulties, she remained a pillar of strength for her family and community, often drawing from her own experiences of resilience. Edith's passing on November 29, 1980, at the age of 84 due to heart failure marked a poignant moment, as she left behind a legacy of unwavering support and dedication to those she loved. Her impact extended beyond her roles, as she became a source of inspiration for many who admired her strength and determination. Leonard Strong played Ernie Wright, a determined and resilient homesteader. Strong's portrayal captures Ernie's steadfastness and courage, embodying the spirit of perseverance that defined the American frontier. In his personal life, Leonard faced his own trials. Born on June 12, 1908, in Philadelphia, he navigated the complexities of family life with grace. He was married for over 40 years to his wife, and together they raised 3 children. However, Leonard's career as an actor often took him away from home, creating tensions that would challenge their marriage. Despite the hardships, his dedication to both his family and craft remained steadfast. Leonard Strong passed away on January 23, 1980, at the age of 71, leaving behind a legacy of resilience both on and off the screen. Ray Spiker portrayed Axel Johnson, a stern and hard-working homesteader known for his unwavering determination to protect his land. Spiker's performance brought a sense of realism to the role, reflecting the struggles faced by those who settled the frontier. Ray's life was not without its challenges. Born in 1902, he grew up in a modest household that instilled in him the values of hard work and perseverance. Ray married his longtime partner, Alice, and the couple had 2 children. However, like many couples of their time, they faced the societal pressures of raising a family in a demanding industry. Ray's death on February 23, 1964, at the age of 62, marked a poignant moment for his family, who remembered him not just as an actor, but as a loving father and husband dedicated to his craft and his land. Janice Carroll played Susan Lewis, a young and spirited member of the homesteading community who brought youthful optimism and hope to the story. Carroll's portrayal resonated with audiences, reflecting the dreams and aspirations of those who sought a better life on the frontier. Janice's personal life, however, was marked by struggle. Born in 1932, she faced the challenge of balancing her burgeoning acting career with family expectations. She married her first love, but the relationship was strained by the demands of her career, ultimately leading to their separation. Despite this setback, Janice found solace in her work, though the stress took a toll on her health. She battled cancer for several years, maintaining a brave face in public while grappling with her diagnosis privately. Janice Carroll passed away on September 10, 1993, at the age of 61, leaving a legacy of courage and resilience in both her roles and her personal life. Helen Brown played Martha Lewis, a nurturing and resilient homesteader whose warmth and strong sense of community endeared her to all. Helen's portrayal captured the essence of motherhood and the strength required to sustain a family in challenging times. Born on August 16, 1901, Helen navigated her career while also being a devoted wife and mother. She was married to actor and director Paul Brown, and together they raised 2 children. The demands of the entertainment industry often tested their relationship, but Helen's dedication to her family always prevailed. Tragically, she faced the heartbreak of losing her husband in the early 1990s, a loss that deepened her resolve to support her children through their grief. Helen Brown passed away on December 24, 1997, at the age of 96 due to cancer, leaving behind a legacy of love and community spirit. Nancy Kulp portrayed Mrs. Howells, a practical and no-nonsense character whose humor and wit added a delightful contrast to the seriousness of homesteading life. Born on August 28, 1921, Nancy was not only a talented actress but also a fiercely independent woman. Throughout her career, she advocated for women's rights and was deeply involved in various charitable causes. Nancy experienced her share of heartache, particularly in her personal relationships. She was married briefly in the 1950s, but the marriage ended in divorce, leading her to focus on her career and activism. Despite facing cancer later in life, Nancy remained vibrant and engaged in her work. She passed away on February 3, 1991, at the age of 69, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and resilience that continues to inspire many. Howard Negley played Yank Potts, a steadfast and loyal homesteader whose unwavering determination and support for his community were hallmarks of his character. Born on April 16, 1898, Howard led a life marked by dedication both to his craft and his family. He married his childhood sweetheart, Margaret, and together they raised 3 children. Throughout his career, Howard faced the trials of balancing a demanding acting schedule with family life. The couple endured hardships, including financial struggles during Howard's early career, but their commitment to one another saw them through. Howard found joy in mentoring his children, instilling in them the same values of loyalty and hard work that defined his character. He passed away on November 7, 1983, at the age of 85, leaving a profound impact on both his family and the communities he portrayed, forever remembered as a man of integrity and strength. Steve Raines played one of the Riker Men, a group known for their loyalty and toughness. Raines' portrayal added a sense of rugged determination to the character, effectively capturing the essence of a loyal but hardened individual. Born on June 17, 1916, Steve led a life marked by both triumphs and tribulations. He served in the military during World War II, an experience that deeply impacted his worldview and instilled in him a strong sense of duty. After the war, he pursued acting, finding success in both film and television. Steve married his college sweetheart, Joan, and they enjoyed a long and loving relationship that spanned over 5 decades. Together, they raised 2 children, fostering a warm and supportive family environment. However, the pressures of his career sometimes took a toll, and Steve struggled with balancing the demands of acting with family life. Despite the challenges, he remained committed to his family, often emphasizing the importance of loyalty and resilience, values reflected in his performances. Steve Raines passed away on January 4, 1996, at the age of 79, leaving behind a legacy of strength and devotion, both on screen and in his personal life. Henry Wills also portrayed a Riker man, contributing to the menacing presence of the antagonists in the story. His imposing demeanor made him a formidable presence in every scene, capturing the audience's attention with his intense performances. Born on September 14, 1921, Henry's journey into acting was fueled by his desire to tell compelling stories. He worked tirelessly to establish himself in the industry, often taking on roles that highlighted his physicality and commanding presence. Henry was known for his fierce dedication to his craft, but his personal life was not without its challenges. He married early in his career, but the pressures of Hollywood led to the couple's separation. Henry found solace in his work, channeling his emotions into his performances. He later remarried and became a devoted stepfather, working hard to create a supportive family environment. Tragically, Henry's life came to an end on September 15, 1994, at the age of 73, due to a heart attack. His legacy as a talented actor remains, remembered for his powerful portrayals that added depth and complexity to the characters he played. What do you think about the deaths of the actors in Shane, and who do you miss the most among them? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to see the latest videos.